And also listen again to all of this stuff on the website. This is star.co.uk. Just find my blog under Star People, James Roberts. Right, Bruno Mars, Take That, play next. Firstly, I just want to say, Joe, thank you for popping in. I've had really good fun today.
I've had a blast, so thank you.
No worries at all. Right, let's find out all about the album, because obviously you've been working on this over the last few weeks. What's it like at this point when you're promoting an album as well? You seem to be on the road the whole time.
It's very exciting, actually, because this is the kind of point when you've kind of produced and worked on an album. This is the point when you start to get people's opinions on it, because, you know, the tracks start getting played, people start to hear it, and it starts to get really exciting. It's just before it kind of kicks off. So, yeah, it's quite exciting. Slightly nervous, I think, but I feel like there's less pressure with it being my second album. You know, I was really, really nervous with the first one because it was obviously the first thing since X Factor. But I think now, you know, I just want people to enjoy the music, and as long as they do, then my job's done. So hopefully everybody will love it.
This is probably really hard to answer, but which of all the tracks you've put on the album, which is your standout favourite?
Oh God, I like them all. I really like them all, and I think that partly because they're all kind of I wanted to pick them kind of songs that everybody goes, oh, I love that song, or I love this song. I do love the song Canta della Terra. That's it's an Italian song, and it was sung by Andrea Bocelli originally. And I sang it on the show on Popstar Opera Star, and it has probably the highest note I've ever sang. And it's, although I do love the song, it does give us pangs of stress knowing that I'm going to have to sing that high note live, because it's very, very high.
I bet. Do you have to do a lot of warm-up to get up to that point before you go on?
Yeah, well, that note I will do. Yeah, normally, you know, I think it's something like an A, which is like the top note that any male can sing. So it's pretty, it's pretty full on.
How would you sort of describe it overall? Obviously, there's this mix of tracks in there. Is it a kind of album you put on if you want to chill out?
I think it's a very emotional album. You know, it has songs that a lot of people can relate to, and when I've played it to family members, there's quite a few of them have cried to some of the tracks. It's quite one of them like heart wrenchers. Yeah. It's songs that everybody will know, and it's kind of introducing, I suppose, opera in a kind of, I would say, watered down version. It's got my kind of stamp on it. It's recorded with an orchestra, so it's really kind of lush sounds, and I'm just hoping that people enjoy the style.
That must be really powerful, being supported by an orchestra in that way.
It's to record with an orchestra instead of just a backing track is absolutely amazing, and you find that you give like an extra 10% on every performance, because it just feels like you're performing it live, which is always quite difficult in a studio to try and get that, as you know, because you've got to remember people can't see you when they're hearing these tracks. Yeah. So it's quite good to have that orchestra, because it feels like it's a live performance, and you get that kind of performance style that you need on the record. Now,
I read one of your tweets that you were in Hackney. Was it filming part of a video or something?
Yeah.
When the riots kicked off around you?
Yeah, I was in Hackney on Monday filming the music video and TV commercials for the new album and the one of the tracks. And it just kicked off. It went absolutely crazy with the riots. Yeah. And there was police everywhere, there was cars on fire. It was quite scary. And people like riding down the street with balaclavas on, and like hooded jackets with bricks in their bags and things. It was quite eerie to actually to see that in somewhere where we're not used to it. You know, you don't expect that kind of thing to happen in the UK, and we've never really experienced it before. Or well, I certainly haven't. So it was quite it was weird to see that happen, and see like everybody kind of really frantic and not know what to do, because we don't have any procedures for that. You know, nobody knows what to do in them situations, because we've never really experienced it.
You were actually filming at the time, and it was sort of going on around.
It was going on around when we had to contemplate whether to stop and filming, because it was getting closer, and then it kind of moved away again, and then they were back in the next street along. But we got all the way safe, and I think you know, it was just sad. It's sad to see that happening, but I think it's stopped now, so I'm glad it's kind of dying down a bit.
Well, I'm glad you're back safely from that. How do you sort of feel following that?
I've been caught in it all week. I've been out everywhere I've been this week, kind of been trying to dodge it. Right. Because it's been in Birmingham, when we were in Birmingham, Manchester. Wow. And you can just see people from the different towns, they're really kind of sad about it, you know, and upset that the communities are being destroyed, I suppose. But you know, I suppose it's a small minority, and it's about the community spirit getting there and kind of getting it back to normal again.
Brilliant. Well, look, thank you very much for coming in.
It's a pleasure.
Do you have a message for your fans in County Durham and North Yorkshire?
Yes. Thank you so much for all your support. I'm coming back here very, very soon on tour. We're going to announce the dates very soon on joemckelderryofficial.com. So hopefully I'll see everybody who wants to come along then. I think it's going to be, we're doing a date in Middlesbrough. So I'll see everybody then.
Look, Joe, thank you very much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Take care.
Today I don't